Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing to set up the house of my parents, organizing everything that we or they own, and today's focus is the new built-in wardrobe in my father's room, which is going to be used as the main wardrobe to store clothes mostly for everybody. All of my clothes which I store at home in Hungary are also going in here. My father's clothes, my mother's clothes, some out of season stuff, multiple things. And then at the end of the video we are moving on to finishing some book organization as well. And here I was already adjusting the height of the shelf because my father's shirts and t-shirts which I was hanging up here were not fitting properly within the length because the shelf was too high up, so I had to move it down. So the main focus of today's video is this unit, and then at the end we are also going to finish organizing the books. You could see in the previous two episodes I was working a lot with the books. My mom has a lot of books, but it was a never-ending story. I still found boxes of books which were just shoved into my room in the house, which were unpacked, and we always had new surprises, new books coming out from everywhere. So we are finally finishing that today in today's video at the end of this video, so look out for that. And let's jump right in. So I started with my father's stuff. He has the least amount of clothes out of everyone. I mean, he has more than me there, of course, because I don't live there. I just go there for a visit, so I don't store most of my clothes there. But yeah, he is a very minimalistic person when it comes to clothes. And so here I'm just organizing his jumpers and some of his loungewear, let's say, and then moving on to some of the t-shirts which we didn't hang because I think there would be maybe space for some more t-shirts to be hung, but we just don't have hangers. We just don't have enough hangers for all of that. My mom keeps storing her hanging clothes 2 or 3 pieces at a time on one hanger, which is driving me absolutely crazy, and I don't know how she can have an overview of her own clothes in this way, because it's crazy that there are layers and layers of clothes on one hanger, and this is how things get lost and forgotten. So as I mentioned, I'm moving on to my father's t-shirts here. He doesn't have so many, so this drawer actually stayed quite fairly empty, let's put it this way. There is space to grow, but there is still a lot of stuff to unpack, so let's see how that goes. Of course, my parents were around. You might see them here and there in this video. and here we are unpacking some of my father's pants. He has more, not sure where they are. Okay, so what I did so far is just I color coordinated my father's long sleeve shirts, and then those are short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, some of the collar neck shirts here, and then he had 5 pants in this suitcase that we packed up, but we decluttered 3 of them, so we are left with 2 pairs of jeans. I hang up one of the big zip hoodies, or it's not a hoodie, it's a zip sweater. And then on the upper shelf, these are knitted sweaters, and then 2 long sleeves, and then this is a sweater, and this is a sweatpants. So like this can be used as a set, so I put them together. He has more stuff somewhere, I just have to put them all together, but it will take a little bit of time to find everything. And then here are his t-shirts, some more of these collar neck ones I might hang up, but currently we are quite short on hangers, so they were not hung before, so currently they're just gonna come here. And then there is definitely space to grow for now. And then those are the 3 pants that were decluttered. Moving on to the part of the wardrobe where you can hang longer things, because there is more space at the bottom. There are no drawers. There is just one shelf on the bottom. And here I decided to put out-of-season coats, or coats that are not used very often because they are for special occasions, and also my father's suits. There is enough stuff to fill this wardrobe unit section completely. This built-in unit is opposite the entrance, and this is the only built-in furniture that stayed in the house from the previous owners. My parents didn't change this because it is in a good, decent condition. And of course this is gonna be the coat hanging closet of the seasonal jackets and coats. There is quite a lot of space here, so I was thinking like, what's the best way to do this? Should I separate my parents' things, my mom's stuff on the right, my father's stuff on the left? Which may or may not make sense. I was thinking my mom's stuff will be quite full, but then the father's side can be used for the coats of the guests and also my coats and jackets when I'm visiting. So that is the plan that I went with. And now we're back to the wardrobe in my father's room, and here is another hanging part. This is the third and last section where you can hang stuff. This is not as long as the one for the coats, but it is longer than the one for my father's shirts and t-shirts. And here I'm putting special occasion stuff of my mom and kind of vintage things which she doesn't necessarily wear or use anymore, but I tend to gravitate towards those vintage items, and sometimes I start wearing some of her older things which are 30 plus years old. So there are just a selection of vintage blazers and suits that we are just not ready to get rid of because they are in a very good quality and condition, and it would break our hearts to get rid of them. And either I might wear them, or I am actually also selling some of her vintage items from the 80s and 90s on my Etsy store, which I'm going to link in the description below for you to check it out. I'm not only selling vintage clothes, but I'm also selling vintage house decoration and kitchenware, so check it out. And here I already moved on to my shelf. I told my parents I would like to have one wardrobe to keep my clothes, and I actually brought most of my event-related memorabilia, event shirts, t-shirts and jumpers home back to Hungary, those ones that I don't use and wear on a daily basis. My favorite ones, the best ones, I still keep here with me in Vienna, and I use them and wear them quite often, but I just have way too many and I can't justify having all of them with me here. I just don't use them, but I would like to still keep them. I'm not ready to part with them, so this is a good compromise for me to be able to store them here, and then when I'm back home in Hungary I actually do wear them. So this is gonna be my kind of memorabilia drawer, but at the same time I'm actively using these as well. I have been tackling this wardrobe over 3 days, coming back to it and then doing something in between and coming back to it again, and we kept finding further items as we were unpacking things. So here I am adding more t-shirts to my father's drawer. So this drawer is currently dedicated to all the scarves and shawls, also silk, but also warmer winter stuff of my mom. She has an amazing amount of scarves, honestly. Even though I have organized her scarves once before, I was surprised to see how many she has, and she has packed this up herself from the previous house into a big box, and that box was basically the one which we were like always pushing aside. We were always tackling other things before coming to that box, because she knew that it's kind of a big project to actually, these scarves should be decluttered, but she just doesn't have the headspace for it, and I just didn't have the time either to deal with it. So it is another project that we'll have to do once I'm visiting next time, maybe during the Christmas holidays, to go through these scarves, because it's a lot. And it is not only her stuff, but there is also some which belong to some of her relatives who have already passed away, so it's also memories. And now let me give you a tour of this wardrobe and show you what we have achieved so far. And then here I started to put some shoes. Here are the coats and the out of season stuff, or like suits of my father and suit jackets which are not used very frequently. And up there we put pillows and more blankets. My father put his collection of old car newspapers, magazines and books. Up here there are more pillows and blankets. And then those are gonna be underwear and stuff. I'm gonna show you that one. And here is my father's hanging stuff. The sweaters, the t-shirts, and then this is my stuff. Mostly event related t-shirts
and jumpers. Most of it is all even stuff, as you can see. Those are like memories for me. Up there, probably there are blankets, if you wanted me to guess what's there, or pillows. And then here, this is my mom's blazers and stuff. I also have a dress here. This used to be mine when I was like 8 years old. That is the only thing that I kept from my childhood, like as a dress, I think. I also have a coat. Then my mom's pants, all my mom's scarves. No, actually this is not all, she has more. Scarves. This is another project, we have to go through these scarves, but this is not only my mom's, this is also including some of her grandma's inherited stuff that she inherited from her grandma. And this is a miscellaneous. This is a work in progress, my mom's stuff. Oh, bakter! Oh,
Igen?
itt még vannak másfajta könyvek is.
This was the moment when I found more books. So at this point, this was the third day already, and I have been finding boxes of books that I didn't expect to still have. I also organized my own bookshelves in my own room. There's gonna be a separate video about setting up my own room. And I thought all the boxes of books which were from my past room and my past bookshelf, they are the only ones which are in my room, which was true, but I had one bookshelf in my room and one bookshelf in the corridor in front of my rooms, and both of them were filled with books. But now I have only one bookshelf in my room, and I actually am using some of that for my event-related memorabilia, so I'm taking away space from what I had for books. Obviously, all the books that I had packed up didn't fit, and I thought, okay, so there is this one last book box with this colorful series of novels that I am organizing currently on the screen, and I thought that box only includes this series of books. But this series was on the top, but below that there were more novels. They were more of these like classic novels that you have to read during high school. So there were more of those there, and at this point all the shelves, everything was full with books already, so I was a little bit shocked that I still found not too many, but still a couple of books that I had to then find space for. I handled that, and then I organized this series, which, as you can see, it has this kind of rainbow color. It goes from red to blue or purple. This series was put together into one big rainbow, but actually it is two separate series, because there is a series for international and then there is a Hungarian part. So why I spent so much time on this was because I was separating the international and the Hungarian part, and now one side is the Hungarian and the other side is international. One day I will put them in order according to the titles, but for now it's color coordinated at least. International, Hungarian. And this one I'm gonna take with me because I want to read them. This one is Chicken. Dickens' Christmas Carol, and this one is James Joyce. And then yesterday I organized this shelf with some more books that we found. So this colorful set came here. This is my mom's room. This is gonna be her office and bedroom. And some of the books that were mine but didn't fit into my bookshelf because they are so tall came here. And here there are actually two rows of books because there are so many. But these are my mom's anyway, so it makes sense to have them here. But another project is all of these. These are like, not the underwear, like pictures that we still have to hang and stuff. I'm thinking of doing a gallery wall eventually, so that we are collecting those there.